Guys, welcome to another video on Marvel. Allegedly, there are very brief reshoots happening for Fantastic Four, and the reason they are happening is because of the female Silver Surfer character. They want to have more shots of her being in the storyline before she becomes the Silver Surfer, to humanize the female variant of Silver Surfer. Because allegedly, behind the scenes, people are afraid that you don't want to have a female seen as evil. They want it to be seen as more nuanced, and they think that they don't want a female to be shown as evil at all, because that wouldn't play with values in 2025. And the other reason they're doing this is because they want to hype up the Silver Surfer character, because they're allegedly talking about doing a female-led, continuing the female-led Silver Surfer character in her own Silver Surfer-themed solo movie. According to rumours, it's being talked about, not currently yet heading into the production, but it's being considered by Kevin Feige and the heads of Marvel. So let's get into what I feel about this. And, honestly, from a starting point, you can't have characters that are just straight up evil, and you want to have more nuance with the Silver Surfer. As I understand the Silver Surfer storyline in pretty much every iteration, apart from maybe some Elseworld storylines, the Silver Surfer, whether male or female, mostly male, I don't know why they gender flipped it, but I suppose the gender of... I don't know. I don't get why they're gender flipping it, because I don't recall a female variant of Silver Surfer ever being shown off. So I don't get why they've done it. And what does it add to the story? If anything, I'd argue it's taking away from the story, because they're now wanting to give Silver Surfer their own space, their own film, and regardless of the gender flipping stuff, before getting too into that, who would care? They did a Silver Surfer animated show when I was a kid, and I don't recall getting a lot of fun stuff from it. I went to revisit it on Disney Plus a while back, and it was just a bit dull. Silver Surfer wasn't a character I personally cared about that much and empathised with. I enjoyed the fact, the deal they made with Galactus to save their planet, that humanised them enough, but beyond that, they didn't need to be humanised anymore, because they were just a mind-numbed, brainwashed herald that then became more humanised when they interacted with Earthlings, I believe, on that show. And they were obviously powerful and trying to reach Galactus' control. So they're already humanized in their storyline, and you could do that storyline with the Silver Surfer solo film and show them becoming more humanized after interacting with the Fantastic Four. Especially, I suppose, it could hit very well if you're going to do what people are rumouring, which is that the Fantastic Four are going to lose their planet to Galactus. And that's why they're universe hopping and dimension hopping into the MCU, as we saw at the post-credit scene of Thunderbolts. So it could already work in a humanized way, but I would have assumed that would have been explored in Doomsday and Secret Wars, and maybe in a sequel with Fantastic Four if they interact with the Silver Surfer again. But do I think the Silver Surfer is a big enough character to warrant their own film? The animated series they did when I was a kid didn't really grab me, so personally I don't get the hype of giving Silver Surfer, whether female or male, or whatever gender you want to give them. I don't get the hype of giving the Silver Surfer their own film. I don't find that very interesting, and the storyline you could tell to humanise them could easily be told across the first Fantastic Four film, Doomsday and Secret Wars, or told within the miasma of that, but then again, I suppose it's a bloated storyline already with 40 main characters. But I don't understand why they're giving Silver Surfer their own film. I don't find the character that appealing, personally. But I could be wrong. What do you guys think? Comment below and let me know. But it seems that they are just giving the Silver Surfer their own film, purely behind the scenes because of political matters and political reasoning, because they don't want to have a woman be seen as a villainous character. They want them to be seen as a nuanced character. Firstly, I would argue they're already seen as a nuanced character because they made a deal to save their planet, and they aren't entirely evil. They just thought that was the only way out, so that's what they did. That's all the nuance you need. That's the humanity you need. You can have them become more humane as they interact with the Fantastic Four, and then go off into the sunset and, crash on another planet and meet the beams there and breach Galactus' control. But I don't see... I suppose you could do a film with that, but I don't know. The character wasn't very engaging to me when I was a kid, so I personally don't care if they give Silver Surfer their own individual film. It's not something that appeals to me. And the fact that they're doing it purely just because they don't want to have a woman be seen as evil, it's like, gender does not preclude you from being anything morally, ethically evil or good. It's the fact that they think that would cause backlash. Do people really think about someone's gender before they think about the morals of their actions and whether or not their actions are evil and their reasons behind their actions? And you can still have nuance in an evil character, so it's as if they're thinking really, really, they're really thinking in terms of putting the character into a little box of female means god of eternal goodness. And I don't really get it. Like, I don't like that that's the reason they're doing it. I would still watch it because I'm a Marvel fan and I want Marvel to be good, and the only way I can find out Marvel's going to be good is by watching it. But it doesn't bring me hype and it doesn't bring me hope, and the screenplay and the behind-the-scenes stuff for Fantastic Four, I'm going to be honest, looks like a bit of a cluster duck, to be honest, man. Because, frankly, there's like 7 or 8 screenwriters for Fantastic Four First Steps. 7 people were involved in the draft that maybe as like main head writers. That means they had underlings underneath them that were probably also doing touch-ups. Kevin Feige putting in his input, and the other Marvel brass putting in their input to him. And the actors saying, you can't do this with Sue, you can't do this with Reed, you can't do this with Silver Surfer. And obviously the Silver Surfer lead I can't even remember her name, I'm sorry, is basically like, yeah, I want to do that because she wants a film. So she's probably putting her oar in as well. And it's just like, it seems like it's a mess behind the scenes in terms of the writing. The trailer looks good, and I've got to be honest, I'm genuinely intrigued as a comic book fan to see Galactus actually annihilate a planet and see Marvel heroes lose in their first debut before you get to Doomsday and Secret Wars, which will again ramp up the mystery, the intrigue, and ramp up the danger, mostly, before we get to Doomsday and Secret Wars. So I am intrigued to see that, and the post-credits scene for Thunderbolts was probably the only good scene in the film, where you see them dimension hopping, and you see the seeds being sown that you know you're going to get the payoff for in Doomsday and Secret Wars. That does excite me. But there's so much I've heard about the behind-the-scenes stuff that just doesn't excite me. I did a video on all the behind-the-scenes stuff before about Fantastic Four being seen as problematic by some rumours and some people and a section of fans, as they call themselves. And so that rant's there. Go check it out. It'll be linked in the video description below. If you enjoyed this video and my just total confusion at what Fantastic Four First Step seems to be behind the scenes and what they're trying to make it into, I'm not hyped for it, but I am hyped for it. I'm very, very confused and conflicted about this film, I suppose would be the way of summarising it. I'm hyped because some of the elements I've seen sound really good, but the writing team behind the scenes, the actors' concerns and everyone's input behind the scenes makes me think it's going to be a train wreck. What do you think? Do you think I'm being too negative? Comment below and let me know. That's the end of the video, guys. If you want to check out some of my other stuff, there'll be links in the description for videos I think that would link to this video quite well. If you want to just call me a bigot online, then go ahead. It's still interaction and still helps the video. But thank you. You can go now.